Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Welcome to our weekly live show where we go live every week in here so that we can build an iconic life. Hopefully, you have your drink, you're ready to go for our weekly date. One announcement I want to make today is that we are going to be closing down this Facebook group. Yes, I'm so sorry, but we are closing it down. And the reason why we're doing it is because we have the opportunity to join a very affordable membership group with me, where you can get that transformation within 30 days and keep working on that. And when we are in here, it kind of feels like that you might be getting little pieces and you might feel like that you're getting what you need to know and you just aren't getting everything that you need for your transformation. And I want to encourage you to join Elevate. And when you get inside, you will transform from the inside out. You're going to transform the way that you think, the way that you are looking at yourself. You guys, our self image is everything on how we view ourselves. It is affecting every decision in your life. If you feel like what you can go for, what your goals are, what jobs you go for, what you believe you can accomplish, whether you're doing a 5K, 10K, or a marathon, whether you believe you can date a certain guy, whether you believe you can have a certain career or start a business, how much money you think you can make, what kind of relationships you have, whether or not you're living all out or you're hiding and trying and not being able to be creative because you don't want people to see who you are because you feel like there's something wrong with you or you're not good enough or whatever it is. Okay, that's all tied to your self image. And when we talk about it and we work on it a little bit in here, it might feel like you're getting the whole pie so that you're able to do some of this transformation. And if you're not ready to join, that's fine. That's why I have my business page. You can still go to the business page to watch the weekly live show. You can get on my email list if you're not already on it. Get the Tuesday transformations, get the Friday Fashion Fridays, and you would still be getting enough to make your own gradual changes. But honestly, my time is very sparse, and I need to make sure that I'm putting my energy into the people who are fully committed to their transformation and who really want someone to guide them and walk them through that for them and with them and side by side. So unfortunately, that means I'm going to have to um, close the Facebook group, but you do have options if you're not quite ready to join Elevate yet and really dive into your transformation and really elevate to the next level. Totally fine. I know there's different stages for everyone, and this might not be your time. Make sure you're following Afton Porter, my Facebook business page. The weekly live show will still be there. I post on there daily. Okay. I know some of you aren't on my email list. You'll want to get the email list. So you're getting the encouragement on Tuesdays and the fashion style tips on Friday. Okay. So I still want you to be connected to me. I just need to set some new parameters. Hey, I told you that I'm going through this 30-day transformation with my clients and we are all elevating to the next level, and sometimes there needs to be some changes that need to happen. And this happens to be one of them for Style Guide Society. So, I know. It's going to be I'm sad that I will not have that close connection with all of you. But you all are invited. You're all invited into Elevate. So if you would like to continue on, then encourage you to do that. In fact, here, let me put this is the link that you would go to. It's for Elevate. Okay. So, all right, let's get started on this week's show. All right. All right. If I were to ask you, how would you feel if you woke up tomorrow loving everything about yourself? What if you loved your body? You loved who you are. You loved your hair. You loved your nose. You loved your hips and your tush and your stomach. What if you loved everything about your personality? You loved your laugh. You loved how you took care of your people. You loved, you know, you loved how you tackled your problems and how you talked to people and you just loved everything about yourself. How would you show up differently? How would you think about yourself? Would it be different or would it be the same? Just curious. Tell me. Tell me if you would feel different. This is an important question to answer. This is an important question because it affects every decision you make right now. What if I told you that you can love yourself, love your body, love your hair, love your nose, love your personal style today before you even started your 30-day transformation, before you even got into Elevate to start your 30-day transformation? Today, you can love yourself. Because the truth is, when you go through a transformation, when you learn a new skill, guess who goes with you? You do. You are the same person. The things that you worried about before are still going to creep back up unless you change your self image. And that can change today. How you view yourself. When you thought of the person that when you looked in the mirror and you saw and loved everything about her, you can be her. Before you get there, maybe if you're at a point of, you just have to come up with a vision that you can believe in, that you can stand by, that you can live with. You don't even have to love everything about you, but you have to accept everything about you. Or you're going to feel some anxiety. You're going to feel insecure. You're going to feel like that you need to hide because there's something wrong with you when really there's not. It's just how you view yourself. It's how you're thinking about yourself. Let's change that today. Let's change the way that you're thinking about yourself so that you could actually make decisions consciously and subconsciously in the future. We're not going to look at the past to see what kind of mistakes we made because we've all done it. And guess what? You're going to make some more in the future, but that's okay. We're going to accept who we are and the choices that we've made and that we're going to make. 1 in 2 women have self doubt. In fact, they have more self doubt than they do self love. 1 in 2 women. This needs to change. Before I was a life coach, I was a fashion stylist. And the reason why I wanted to get my life coaching certification was because of this. I could see the self doubt. My clients would share with me how they felt about their body, how they felt about themselves, and it spews off into everything, including your closet, what you wear. And I wanted to have those skills to be able to work with them and to help them. And then I realized, oh my gosh, once you really change the way a woman views herself and then you add the style on top of it, magic. It's like magic, I should say. You have this powerful change that happens. When you put the style on a woman, she doesn't have that same type of a change. She could be elevated a little bit, but you're only going to elevate to the highest level that you view yourself. And so many times women are using clothing to add value to themselves. That's why they want to spend a lot of money on expensive brands. Hey, I'm not against that at all. But when you are trying to pay a certain price tag for an item to add value to yourself, it actually is making you feel worse. Okay, you're lowering your own self value when your value is worth more than anything that you can buy already before you put anything on. So when you buy something and you feel more powerful because of the price, I know that you're undervaluing who you are, and that causes a problem. Also, when we try to put on clothes, not only to add value, but sometimes it is to hide. I don't want people to see me, the real me. Okay. When our clothing, when we use those to really highlight who we are, then it's true. You're going to shine through. You show up. Your personality comes out. The gifts that you've been given that you are meant to give the world comes out. But when you're trying to hide, you're not able to do that. So there's some interesting studies done with plastic surgery. Sometimes when someone needs to have plastic surgery for a deformity or some type of reconstruction, then once that's done, their self image is improved because they're looking at themselves differently. But if you don't have a deformity or needing to have reconstruction done from an accident or some type of, like it wasn't like you were in a car accident or a dog bit you. Like you're going to a plastic surgeon because you don't feel like your nose is the right shape or your chest is the right size. Or nowadays, maybe your tush isn't, big enough, right? Or maybe that you have, you want some stuff sucked out of you. I don't know if people still do that. Do people still get liposuction? Um, but when you go for those reasons, it's not because there's anything really wrong with you. There's not. The only thing that is wrong, or I shouldn't say wrong. The only thing that could be elevated is the way that you view yourself. It's your self image. And we need to change the way that we talk to ourselves, ladies. Our self image, if you don't know what your self image is, think pay attention to the things that you are telling yourself. What are you saying about yourself? So, most of the women who get plastic surgery not to repair, but to change, they don't feel any different afterwards. They think that it's going to make them feel better or different about themselves. And that's just not the case. Because what causes us to feel a certain way about ourselves? The things that you're saying to yourself. The words that you're saying to yourselves is going to create feelings. And that's what's going to cause you to shape your self image. We need to change the way that we are talking to ourselves. If you are saying negative things, we're going to start saying things that are more, maybe you can't say, I have a beautiful nose. Maybe you can't say that yet. But you could say, let's take some baby steps there, right? But you could say, my nose is fine. My nose is fine. It's not the prettiest nose. It's not the worst nose. It's fine. I can live with this. Maybe that's the next step that you need to take to elevate your self-image. Be accepting of yourself, giving yourself grace. Knowing that how you were created is how you were supposed to be. And it's beautiful. We don't all look the same. You guys, and what is considered beautiful in society varies from century to century, decade to decade. I guarantee no matter your size or your body, the shape of your body, if you feel like you may just be born in the wrong century of when that was put up on a pedestal. Different times in different times in life, certain body types are praised socially or, out in public. That doesn't mean that we need to listen to that or we need to buy into that or that we need to even care what they're saying. But the most important thing is that you can get to a position where you can be, you find yourself acceptable. Number one. So, what can you say to yourself? What can you, in your morning routine, every morning? Do you have a morning routine, by the way? Every morning in your morning routine, what can you say that you can believe and feel is acceptable? What can you write down? What can you replace that you're currently saying? Because, most of the people who go to get plastic surgery in the first place are unusually beautiful. Unusually beautiful. We're not giving ourselves the credit. We are not looking at ourselves accurately. And so that's one of the key things to self-image is having an accurate, healthy self-image is being aware exactly where you're at and being accepting of that. So today, start telling yourself the next level that you can believe. Be aware of what you're saying. Just take the rest of the day to pay attention to what you've been saying to yourself. And then tomorrow morning, start replacing that with an elevated thought to get you going in the right direction. It's not going to happen every night. You guys, your brain has habits of thinking certain thoughts. And if you have any negative thoughts about yourself, it's probably a real solid habit of you to be thinking that. So you're going to have to retrain your brain, retrain your habits of what you've been thinking and saying to yourself, and start replacing them with new thoughts, totally new, thought process, new thoughts to the next believable, acceptable thought that you have about yourself. That will help you elevate today. You don't even have to wait 30 days. It will take probably 30 days to make it a habit, but you can elevate what you're saying to yourself today. Let me know how it goes. All right. Until next week, bye bye.